She actively participates in every discussion. The meeting lasted for 3 hours. This is our last opportunity to make a decision. I still remember our last conversation. The last item on the agenda is very important. The last time I saw him was 2 years ago. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone for their hard work. They formed a lasting friendship over the years. The training program explores strategies managers can compensate for a reduced budget while maintaining team productivity. She replied to his email immediately. The photographer managed to capture the beauty of the landscape. The police were able to capture the suspect after a long chase. The company compensated the customer for the inconvenience. He tried to compensate for his mistake by working extra hours. The company introduced measures to offset the financial losses. Over time, she was able to accumulate enough savings for a down payment on a house. The doctor performed several diagnostic tests to identify the issue. Some symptoms are more easily diagnosable than others. He was diagnosed with a rare condition after extensive testing. They launched a pilot program, after which they assessed its effectiveness. She pursued her career with certainty and confidence. His role in the project was crucial to its success. They supported him financially throughout his education. The company offers assurance on all purchased items. They chose quality over quantity rather than cutting corners. We sourced our lumber inventory from a reliable commercial supplier. We charge a $95 diagnostic fee for all consultations. Our expertise is unmatched in the industry. Accent Corp's workflow automation tools aim to increase the productivity of its customer support teams. Dr. Patel has been an extremely valuable member of the research committee since joining the university. I hope you found our services satisfactory and look forward to serving you again in the future. The board of directors carefully considered the proposal before approving the new market strategy. Because of its use in top-tier corporate presentations, demand for Vision Pro projectors has significantly increased. He didn't study much, so he wasn't surprised by his low grade. After all, hard work pays off. The survey findings revealed that more people struggle with adopting new workplace technologies than companies initially expected. Whatever is discussed during the team meeting tomorrow will be addressed in a quarterly report. Proposals from Global Tech and Innovate Solutions were impressive, but neither was selected for the project. The H Film Festival honored Mr. Chen, whose documentary won multiple international awards. Here are some example sentences with these words. The remaining tickets sold out quickly due to high demand. Their friendship had a lasting impact on both of their lives. She is an accomplished pianist. Having won multiple awards, the acting manager will handle all responsibilities until the new manager arrives. This technology has brought unprecedented changes to the industry. Only the designated personnel are allowed access to this area. He took an extended vacation to visit family across the country. They haven't confirmed the date, nor have they discussed the details. Summit Logistics allows clients to place shipping orders up to a week in advance. The software allows users to customize their profiles easily. The policy permits employees to work from home on Fridays. Training will enable you to handle customer complaints effectively. The teacher encourages students to participate actively in discussions. I asked him to send the report by the end of the day. The company invited several experts to speak at the conference. We expect all participants to follow the event guidelines. Remix _. She got tired after working all day. He remained calm despite the chaos. They kept the fire burning throughout the night. His explanation proved true after further investigation. She gave him a detailed explanation of the process. The teacher granted the student extra time to complete the test. They offered assistance to those affected by the storm. She sent him a letter with all the details. The company charged a fee for late payments. I informed her about the changes to the schedule. They notified the participants of the event's cancellation. Please remind him to submit the report by tomorrow. The doctor advised her to get more rest. I convinced him to join the team for the project. She assured me that everything would be fine. I found her explanation convincing. They considered the proposal unrealistic. We called him a genius after his breakthrough. The committee elected her president of the association. The task was found a difficult challenge to complete. The luggage was left unattended at the airport. She was named the best performer of the year. This feature enables users to access the app more easily. The law permits individuals to vote at the age of 18. He invited them to join the discussion on the project. They persuaded her to take part in the competition. The teacher urged the students to finish their assignments on time. We expect him to arrive by noon. The doctor advised him to cut down on sugar. Employees are encouraged to attend training sessions. Instead of letting recyclable materials at the office go to waste. She got her team to finish the project ahead of schedule. She got her car repaired at the machine shop. Teachers expected new learning programs to help educate foreign students. He helped his colleague to solve a technical problem. The manager instructed the team to submit the report by Friday. The storm forced us to cancel our outdoor plans. Another student wants to join the class. Every book on the shelf is organized by genre. The number of participants has increased significantly. Any errors in the calculations are unacceptable. A number of people were interested in the event. More of the students are arriving late this week. Some of the questions were quite difficult to answer. Any of the proposals are acceptable for the project. None of the employees were aware of the changes. I'll take another piece of cake, please. Some students prefer sports while others enjoy music. Anyone is welcome to attend the seminar. Less time is required to complete the task if we work together. Any option you choose will work fine. More of the information is being updated daily. Some of the water has evaporated from the container. Any of the advice given is helpful. None of the evidence was conclusive. She prides herself on her ability to solve complex problems. You should acquaint yourself with the company's policies before starting work. They shared the prize money equally among themselves. He prefers to complete the project on his own. I'm happy to have you to myself tonight. Those with side effects should see a doctor. I recently visited the new museum in town. She is currently working on a major project. The manager is presently reviewing the final draft. The announcement will be made shortly. The event will begin in 2 hours. The discount is available for purchases of up to $100. The movie was very interesting. She was so tired after the long trip. The building is too high for my liking. The cost of the new phone is much too high for me to afford. There's too much noise coming from the construction site. Mies Inc. expects sales of its haircare products to improve when it lowers their prices next month. Until the elevators have been fully inspected, access will be prohibited. I am meeting with the client at 3 p.m. this afternoon. By the time she arrived, the meeting had already ended. By the time you finish your work, I will be back. In the last few months, sales have significantly increased. In the past, people relied more on handwritten letters. There were many questions as to the cause of the delay. She insisted that he take a break. The doctor advised that he rest for a few days. They urged that the government take immediate action. The guidelines require that all reports be submitted by Friday. He asked that we send the documents by tomorrow. I request that you send the report by the end of the day. I recommend that you try the new restaurant downtown. She suggested that we take a different route to avoid traffic. If you should need any assistance, I will be available. If the proposal should be approved, the project will start next month. It is important that you submit your application on time. It is imperative that we address this issue immediately. It is vital that all participants follow the instructions carefully. It is essential that we complete the project by the deadline. If the weather should turn bad, take shelter indoors. If the weather should change, we will have to postpone our outdoor event. The students participating in volunteer work will be rewarded. Before being served, the vegetables are washed and prepared by the kitchen staff. The renovated office building did not look the way Ms. Garcia imagined it would. The housing shortage is one of the reasons why the prices of properties have increased. The teacher reminded the students when to submit their assignments. But for your help, I would have missed the deadline. If it were not for your support, I wouldn't have succeeded. After having completed his training, he was ready to start the new job. I don't know what to do next. She taught me how to solve the problem. He wasn't sure when to leave for the airport. Do you know where to find the nearest coffee shop? Whether Mr. Dale is the best person for the job is arguable. I'm sure that everything will work out in the end. She is certain that the project will be completed on time. He is confident that his team will win the championship. I'm glad that you could join us for the event. We are pleased that you could attend the conference. She was delighted that her hard work paid off. I'm afraid that I won't be able to attend the meeting. I'm sorry that I missed your call earlier. He said that he would arrive by noon. The report indicates that the company's profits have increased. I think that this proposal will benefit everyone involved. I know that this decision is the right one. I'm still deciding whether to go to the event or not. I don't know who will be attending the meeting. He didn't say whom he had invited to the party. Can you tell me what happened during the presentation? I'm not sure which option is the best for the project. I wonder when the results will be announced. Let's discuss where we should meet for lunch. I don't understand how he managed to finish the task so quickly. Can you explain why this decision was made? Which book do you recommend for beginners? What color do you prefer for the walls? Whose car is parked in front of the building? Whenever you need help, don't hesitate to ask. Wherever I go, I always try to learn something new. However hard he tried, he couldn't solve the problem. Whatever the challenges, we must continue working together. Whichever option you choose, it will be fine with me. Whichever option you choose, it will be fine. Whatever decision you make, we will support you. The announcements that were made yesterday were very important. He made a claim that he could solve the problem faster than anyone else. The fact that she passed the exam was a big relief. The news that the company is expanding is exciting. We received confirmation that our reservation was accepted. The idea that we could finish the project early was appealing. I don't agree with his opinion that the plan is too risky. He gave me 3 reports, all of which were useful. We have several solutions, any of which can work. She brought 2 options, one of which is a bit more expensive. We had a few issues with the product, some of which were resolved quickly. The director of the study abroad program much prefers hiring coordinators competent in multiple languages. The box contains 5 pairs of shoes, all of which are the same size and color. Mr. Winslet received 3 estimates, one of which fits in his budget. Whoever arrives late to the meeting will be marked as absent. Seldom does the CEO attend board meetings in person due to his schedule. Neither did the company meet its quarterly targets, nor did it achieve its revenue projections. Only by responding to customer expectations can companies remain competitive in today's business climate. Professor Clark is well known for his own conventional teaching method, as is his colleague Professor Young. Mr. Hunt's business trip to Hanoi was cancelled, and so were his other arrangements. Neither was John prepared for an exam, nor were his classmates. Attached the email or the documents you requested. Hardly anyone showed up to the event. Scarcely had I arrived when the meeting started. Seldom do we see such a beautiful sunset. Neither of the answers was correct. Make him understand the situation. Enclosed are the results of the employee survey on the proposed shift schedule. The primary goal of our organization is to retrain retirees and to help them find a job. The team continued their training session with Coach Smith overseeing the progress. The room was decorated with flowers arranged beautifully by the event planner. The negotiations proceeded smoothly with all key stakeholders actively engaged. Follow the instructions carefully, otherwise you may cause damage to equipment. Unless otherwise stated, all course materials will be available with the campus bookstore 2 weeks before the first day of class. What did you buy? What book did you read yesterday? Which one do you prefer? Which movie are you watching tonight? The sound from within the house could be heard clearly. Growing costs are becoming a major concern for businesses. He is a grown man now and can make his own decisions. The teacher noted that the students had improved significantly. The red light denotes a stop signal at the intersection. The dove denotes peace in many cultures. The statue embodies the spirit of freedom. His actions embody the values of kindness and generosity. She has a great appreciation for fine art. His appreciation of classical music is evident in his work. She made an astute observation about the market trends. His astute decision saved the company a lot of money. He could perceive the subtle changes in the conversation. I didn't perceive the meaning of her words at first, but I understood later. The 2 paintings are identical in every detail. His denial of the accusations only made things worse. I need to see an optician to get my prescription updated. She is a highly competent manager, always delivering results. He is competent in both languages, speaking them fluently. She performed competently under pressure during the competition. The company values competency in leadership and problem-solving skills. He's very savvy when it comes to managing investments. They contend that the new policy will help reduce costs in the long term. The new law works in one's favor by reducing taxes. The decision was advantageous to the company, boosting profits. His experience in the field gives him an advantageous position. Honesty is a virtue that we should all strive for. The product was returned because it was defective. He led a modest lifestyle, despite his wealth. She is often critical of the way the company handles customer complaints. The new technology is critical to the success of the project. The discovery of the vaccine was of great importance in fighting the pandemic. They reached the extremity of the mountain after a long climb. They found themselves in an extremity when they were stranded without food. He could tremble with fear during the intense scene in the movie. She began to tremble as the cold wind swept through the streets. I am confident of my success in the upcoming exam. She was confident about the results of the project. He began to contemplate his future after receiving the job offer. We should take into account the weather before planning the event. We should take into account all circumstances when making a decision. In consideration of the difficult circumstances, they granted an extension. In consideration of his hard work, the company offered a bonus. The employment agreement outlines the terms of the contract. The employer is responsible for providing a safe working environment. The stock market can be volatile, especially in uncertain times. The company is heavily investing in new technology to stay competitive. She worked heavily on the project to meet the deadline. The company decided to sever ties with the supplier due to poor performance. His versatility allowed him to adapt quickly to different roles within the company. We should hold off on making a decision until we have all the facts. The argument grinded on for hours, leaving everyone frustrated. The report was exhaustive, covering every detail of the investigation. After hours of work, she felt the weight of exhaustion. The natural resources in the area have been depleted over time. He suffers from a chronic illness that requires ongoing treatment. The team decided to follow suit and adopt the new policy. The company conducted a thorough due diligence process before the acquisition. She is known for being an industrious worker, always meeting deadlines. The project is slated to begin next month. They finally managed to pay off their debts after years of struggle. The company's redemption plan allowed them to recover from financial difficulties. The redemption of the bonds will be completed by the end of the year. He promised to stay true to his word and deliver the project on time. The criteria for selecting candidates include experience, skills, and qualifications. We need to configure the system to meet the requirements. The equipment was configured in a way that maximizes efficiency. The company worked hard to formulate a new marketing strategy. She was convinced of his abilities to lead the team. He is convinced that the decision was the right one. She presented a very convincing argument for her proposal. The recipe contains none of the fat and cholesterol found in traditional dishes. Unfortunately, there were none available at the time. Anyone can participate in the event if they register in advance. Everyone is responsible for their own actions. Everybody should bring their own lunch to the meeting. She wore maternity clothes during her pregnancy for comfort. The company has heightened security measures due to recent threats. The consecutive wins placed them at the top of the league. Subsequent meetings will focus on finalizing the details. He received subsequent recognition for his outstanding performance. The subsequent steps will involve preparing the product for launch. His reckless driving put everyone at risk. The data was divided into discrete categories for analysis. She handled the situation discreetly to avoid drawing attention. There is a significant disparity in income between the two groups. The disparity between their expectations and the results was clear. The scientist was able to substantiate the theory with solid evidence. His mediocrity was apparent in his lack of ambition and effort. They greeted each other familiarly, as if they had been friends for years. He proudly stated his nationality as French. The board decided to convene the meeting to discuss the new proposal. The witness was able to attest to the defendant's whereabouts during the crime. She will attest that the event was a great success. He decided to assume responsibility for the project after the manager left. The team worked together to strategize their next move in the competition. They spent hours strategizing every detail of the product launch. The company is exploring new marketing strategies to increase sales. Thank you for your loyalty to our brand and for supporting us over the years. His relentless pursuit of excellence eventually paid off. The perpetual motion of the clock in the background kept him focused. The research provided validation for the new product concept. The lawyer provided pertinent information during the trial. He made a decent proposal that met most of the client's needs. They lived in a decent neighborhood with good schools and amenities. They invested in realty as a long-term wealth-building strategy. The hotel offers enticing discounts during the off-season. The enticing aroma of freshly baked bread drew people into the bakery. The company held a raffle to raise funds for charity. The bright lights and colorful signs lure customers into the store. The audience was enthralled by the magician's incredible performance. The company faced high turnover, with employees leaving frequently. The company reported a significant increase in turnover this quarter. The turnover from the recent deal exceeded expectations. The turnout for the event was higher than anticipated. He submitted the grant application to secure funding for the project. The waiter was given a generous gratuity for his excellent service. She expressed her gratitude for their support during difficult times. The suspect committed the crime while under the influence. He committed to attending all future meetings. She committed to finishing the project by the deadline. His delinquent behavior at work caused several issues. She neglected to respond to the important email. They neglected to follow the safety guidelines, which led to the accident. The two issues are distinct and should be handled separately. His explanation gave a distinct impression of the situation. They decided to close off the area for repairs. The road was closed off for construction. The fog obscured the view of the mountains. The details of the plan were obscured by the complexity of the project. The loud noise precluded any possibility of hearing the speaker. He decided to seclude himself from the rest of the group to focus. The deadline was extended by a week due to unforeseen circumstances. She extended a warm invitation to the party. The professor extended the topic of the discussion to include new findings. The company extended its services to include international shipping. The meeting was deferred to the following day due to scheduling conflicts. The event has been deferred to next month. The deferment of payment is available for those who qualify. The team decided to incorporate new technology into their project. The new company will incorporate the latest design trends into their product. The policy was considered exclusionary, leaving out many eligible candidates. The rain impeded their progress on the construction site. The interim manager will take charge until a permanent replacement is found. The sudden change in schedule perturbed everyone involved. The noise perturbed the students during the exam. The heavy traffic got in the way of his timely arrival at the airport. He holds a conservative view on social issues. The food is preserved using natural preservatives. She used a preservative to keep the fruit fresh for longer. The intense competition pushed everyone to their limits. The intense heat made it difficult to work outside. The new policy is intended to reduce waste and increase efficiency. There is a clear tendency for people to overestimate the benefits. She took the job with the intention of gaining more experience in the field. He was reminded to check his email before the meeting. The smell of fresh bread was reminiscent of her childhood home. The acknowledgement of his efforts was appreciated by the team. They formed a collective to support small local businesses. The room was cluttered with papers and books. The resident of the building was notified about the maintenance schedule. Their residence is located in a quiet suburban neighborhood. They live in a residential area that is known for its peaceful atmosphere. The predominant reason for the decision was the company's financial stability. The company will remunerate employees for their hard work during the project. The disbursement of funds will occur after all documents are reviewed. The company agreed to reimburse employees for their travel expenses. The organization will reimburse you for the costs of the conference. The payment will be commensurate with the amount of work completed. The increase in salary was proportional to the increase in workload. I received a letter of correspondence regarding my job application. The corresponding figures can be found in the financial report. Their ideas correspond with each other on key points. He didn't respond to my message right away. She responded that she would attend the meeting tomorrow. His intuition told him that something wasn't right. Tuition fees for the university have increased this year. She enthused about the new movie release. The aficionado of jazz music attended the concert every year. He is an aficionado of vintage cars and spends his weekends at car shows. She is very receptive to new ideas and suggestions. The waste was collected in a large receptacle in the corner of the room. The new software is applicable to all devices running on the latest operating system. The scientist used specialized apparatus to conduct the experiment. The two countries managed to reconcile their differences through diplomacy. The design team's ideas were reconciled after a long discussion. The comprehensive report covered all aspects of the project. It took me a while to comprehend the full scope of the problem. The new marketing strategy helped generate interest in the product. The company launched a generic version of the drug to increase market share. The teacher was lenient with the students who had missed assignments due to illness. The security procedures were lenient, allowing easy access to the building. He is tolerant of different cultures and enjoys learning about them. She has tolerance for people with diverse opinions and backgrounds. The thoroughfare was congested during rush hour, making it difficult to travel. The utter silence in the room was unsettling. The plenary session was attended by all members of the committee. She is known for her integrity in both her personal and professional life. The integrity of the data was maintained throughout the research process. The integrity of the building was compromised during the renovation. The integrity of the contract was questioned due to discrepancies. The document is transferable to other departments within the company. He requested a transcript of his academic record for his application. The dissipation of energy in the system led to decreased efficiency. The dissipation of resources in the region is a major concern for environmentalists. The symmetrical design of the building created a balanced and harmonious appearance. The company hired a consultant to implement regulations for workplace safety. The project is considered feasible within the given time frame and budget. She worked hard to attain her professional goals and aspirations. The company was able to garner significant support from its investors. The manager had to step in to resolve the conflict between the team members. The old office space was refurbished to create a modern and functional work environment. The hotel underwent a refurbishment to update its amenities and decor. The stockroom was replenished with new inventory after the sale. Their skills complement each other perfectly, making them a strong team. The company ensures compliance with all environmental regulations. Compliance with the new safety protocols is mandatory for all employees. He received many compliments for his exceptional presentation skills. The hotel offers complimentary breakfast to all its guests. The coach commended the team for their hard work and dedication. The advisor commended the candidate for their outstanding qualifications. She received several accolades for her innovative contributions to the project. The artist was honored with an accolade for her lifetime achievements. The haunting melody stayed with him long after the concert had ended. The detective suspected that the suspect had an accomplice in the crime. He is an accomplished musician who has performed internationally. The meal came with a simple accompaniment of fresh vegetables. She decided to accompany her friend to the doctor for support. The presence of several celebrities at the Sake Museum attracted local residents seeking photographs. The substitution of one product for another was necessary due to supply chain issues. He took a moment to speculate about the possible outcomes of the project. It is hard to speculate on the reasons behind his sudden decision. The market was influenced by speculators who took high risks in hopes of large returns. I can truly relate to her struggles, as I've been in a similar situation before. The more I get to know him, the more I can relate to his perspectives on life. The relative importance of each factor depends on the context of the situation. The relevance of this information to the discussion is quite clear. Please make sure your arguments are relevant to the topic at hand. This topic falls into the category of business ethics. The meeting fell over when no one could agree on a direction. I fell among people who were unaware of the changes in the policy. I will come by your office later this afternoon to discuss the project. The new policy could pose a challenge to existing operations. The issue of budget cuts was posed during the meeting. The selection of books at the library is quite diverse and expansive. The store had an assortment of desserts to choose from. The sponsorial support allowed the event to take place without financial constraints. It was clear that the manager was at fault for the missed deadline. He was to blame for the delay, as he failed to submit the report on time. She asked me to append the document with additional comments. The company annexed the smaller competitor to expand its market share. The auxiliary staff helped with the logistical aspects of the event. The supplemental materials will help students better understand the course content. It is customary to send a thank you note after an interview. The two parties will confer on the best approach to resolve the issue. The committee will confer the award to the outstanding employee tomorrow. She showed great understanding during the meeting, listening to everyone's concerns. His understanding nature made him a valuable team member. The explanation was clear and understandable, even for those new to the topic. The label should adhere firmly to the surface to avoid peeling. Employees must adhere to the company's code of conduct to maintain a professional environment. His explanation was explicit, leaving no room for misunderstanding. There was implicit support for the new policy, even though it was not openly stated. The investigation implicated several high-ranking officials in the corruption scandal. The chemicals were used to precipitate a reaction, causing the substances to solidify. Reputedly, the company is one of the largest in the industry, though it hasn't been officially confirmed. The success of the project is contingent on the team meeting the deadlines. There is always a degree of contingency in large-scale projects, which makes planning difficult. The incident caused a stir, but fortunately, no one was injured. A fire alarm incident could happen at any moment, so all workers must be prepared. He accidentally broke the vase while cleaning the living room. She accidentally sent the email to the wrong person, leading to some confusion. He casually mentioned that he had been to Paris during a conversation. She inadvertently missed the meeting due to her busy schedule. He inadvertently hurt his friend's feelings with a careless comment. The adverse weather conditions forced the cancellation of the outdoor event. The new housing estate includes both residential and commercial spaces. They decided to enter into a partnership to expand their market presence. He tried to instigate a protest, but it quickly lost support. The teacher's instigation led to a lively debate among the students. She tried to insinuate that I had made a mistake without directly saying it. She completed the task capably, impressing everyone in the office. He expertly handled the negotiations, securing a favorable deal for the company. The registry will record all the property transfers in the area. Students must enroll in the course by the end of the month to avoid late fees. The participating doctors attended the conference to learn about the latest advancements. The incumbent CEO is expected to lead the company through a major restructuring. During his tenure as president, the country experienced significant economic growth. The manager took the time to brief the team on the new project before the meeting. As the project progresses, new challenges will arise that we must address. As the company grows, it will become more competitive in the industry. We have yet to finalize the schedule for the upcoming event. This is yet the most generous offer we've received so far. The news quickly spread across from the country, reaching even remote areas. We need to sort through these documents to find the necessary files. Members of the club receive preferential treatment when booking facilities. The preferential policies were introduced to support low-income families. She was nominated for the Best Actress award for her performance. The intricate embroidery on the dress reflects the artisan's skill. The contract clearly stipulates the responsibilities of both parties. The new law stipulates that all vehicles must meet specific environmental standards. Rice is considered a staple food in many Asian countries. They bought the car on a 6-month installment plan. The chair's legs were bent after years of heavy use. The superintendent is responsible for ensuring that the building meets safety regulations. The organization will administer the distribution of relief supplies to the affected areas. She was hired to administer the company's daily operations. The child was placed in the father's custody after the court ruling. The ballroom was decorated in a splendid array of lights and colors. The writer's residency at the museum allowed them to produce an exclusive series of works. Her residency at the gallery will end next month. The customer service line is toll-free, so feel free to call anytime. The parliament convened to discuss the new economic reforms. Residents signed a petition to protest the construction project. Leaders must learn to govern effectively and fairly. The instructions were explained straightforwardly, leaving no room for confusion. His abrasive personality made it difficult for others to get along with him. To prevent the engine from seizing, it's important to lubricate it regularly. Some officials were accused of trying to lubricate the decision-making process with bribes. S feels conflicted about whether to take the new job offer or stay at their current position. The storm's arrival was imminent, and residents were urged to evacuate. The deadline is impending, so we need to finalize the report soon. You are cordially invited to attend the opening ceremony. The report will enumerate the key achievements of the past year. Please enumerate the items you purchased to confirm the total cost. The rule was enforced under compulsion, leaving no choice for the participants. They worked under the constraint of limited resources and a tight schedule. Attendance at the meeting is compulsory, so please mark your calendars. His decision was made on an impulsive whim, without careful thought. The heavy rain compelled them to take shelter under a bridge. Her arguments were so compelling that everyone agreed with her stance. The new policy will obligate companies to report their emissions annually. His kind gesture obligated her to return the favor. She was obliged to work overtime to meet the deadline. The actors had to run through the scene multiple times to perfect it. The team conducted a survey to gather feedback from customers. His exertion during the marathon left him completely exhausted. The president's exertion of authority helped stabilize the situation. The article included an extract from the author's latest book. He prefers to associate with people who share his interests. The company's affiliation with local charities has improved its reputation. A political coalition was formed to push for reform. The editor had to collate the two drafts to find discrepancies. The scientist needed to collate data from multiple studies for his research. Her personable demeanor made her a favorite among her colleagues. The professor was known for his cultivated manner and eloquence. Farmers work hard to reap the benefits of their labor during harvest season. After years of dedication, she finally began to reap the rewards of her hard work. They share an intimate bond that few can understand. The government intimated its plans for economic reform in the announcement. He intimated his dissatisfaction through subtle remarks. The letter provided intimate details about their agreement. The gang tried to intimidate witnesses to prevent them from testifying. She loves to wander through the city and discover hidden cafes. The park is in between the two main streets of the neighborhood. The principal goal of the project is to improve access to education. Her contributions were instrumental in securing the deal. Social media played an instrumental role in raising awareness. The runner-up graciously congratulated the winner of the competition. The technician was able to rectify the issue with the software. Lawmakers voted to amend the bill to include additional provisions. He is amenable to new ideas and open to discussion. The amenability of the system makes it user-friendly and efficient. Employees valued the amenability of the HR department to accommodate requests. She remained submissive despite the challenges she faced. The worker was fired for being insubordinate to their supervisor. The new ordinance prohibits smoking in public parks. The sculpture is a composite of various recycled materials. The team members compose a diverse and talented group. Beethoven is a renowned composer whose works are celebrated worldwide. The committee is comprised of representatives from each department. The report comprises 3 sections: introduction, analysis, and conclusion. These factors constitute a serious threat to the environment. The organization was officially constituted in 1999. The Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. The Constitution of the Council was finalized last year. Their actions were deemed legitimate under international law. The proposal must first be approved by the legislature office before implementation. She expressed dismay upon hearing the unexpected news. He is an avid reader of science fiction novels. Her descriptions of the event were so vivid that it felt like you were there. The job required repetitive tasks that quickly became monotonous. The recurrence of the issue prompted a more thorough investigation. The illness seemed to recur every few months despite treatment. The artifact was discovered intact, preserved through centuries. The original manuscript was found intact in an old chest. Animals have an amazing ability to adapt to their environment. The curriculum was adapted to meet the needs of all learners. The school decided to adopt new teaching methods this year. The couple decided to adopt a child after years of consideration. The policy changes will inflict significant costs on small businesses. His careless remarks inflicted emotional harm on those around him. Young children are particularly susceptible to peer influence. His actions signify a commitment to the company's values. A red flag signifies danger or a warning. The signification of the gesture was clear to everyone present. The manager was quick to apprise the staff of the upcoming changes. Please apprise me of any updates regarding the project. Her decision to sing was entirely spontaneous, surprising everyone at the event. We must make provision for unexpected expenses in our budget. The garden was a sight of profusion, filled with colorful flowers. The government pledged to eradicate poverty within the next decade. An impartial judge is critical to ensuring a fair trial. Students who miss deadlines may be penalized by a grade reduction. He was penalized for breaking the league's rules. The court's punitive measures aim to deter future violations. Prolonged unemployment can impoverish entire communities. The abandoned house had become dilapidated over the years. The medication helps to dilate blood vessels, improving circulation. The country became increasingly prosperous due to its booming technology sector. The project is off to a prosperous start with strong investor interest. The company is interviewing several prospective candidates for the position. These prospective developments could change the course of the industry. The customer was courteously guided through the return process by the staff. The unexpected deflection of the ball caught the goalkeeper off guard. The construction site will divert traffic to alternate routes. To solve the puzzle, she had to invert the arrangement of the pieces. The actors inverted their roles during the rehearsal to better understand each other's perspectives. He tends to deviate from the topic during discussions. The instructions are definite, leaving no room for ambiguity. The decision was considered definitive and not subject to further debate. The new edition is a definitive guide to the subject, complete with all the latest information. The board announced an indefinite postponement of the project. The terms of the contract remain indefinite, causing confusion among the parties. The apartment's occupant reported the issue to the landlord. The building's occupants include several small businesses and a cafe. Authorities were authorized to confiscate any illegal items found during the inspection. The fake designer bags were confiscated at customs. The artwork was identified as a counterfeit and removed from the exhibit. The forger was caught selling high-quality forgeries of rare stamps. The company faced penalties for infringement of copyright laws. The project was delayed due to inordinate amounts of paperwork. The company declared itself insolvent after failing to pay its debts. He admired the artist's ability to convey emotion through a concise stroke of the brush. Her altruism inspired her to dedicate her weekends to volunteer work. The constant changes in leadership served only to demoralize the employees. The workers began to dismantle the old factory piece by piece. His unfair treatment of the staff was enough to infuriate even the calmest employees. The country faced an acute shortage of medical supplies during the crisis. The president's first act in office was to inaugurate a nationwide education reform. The doctor's kind words were enough to induce hope in the patient. They decided to consecrate the building as a place of worship. The incident is likely to invoke further discussions about safety regulations. The advertisement was designed to provoke curiosity among viewers. Reckless behavior can jeopardize the safety of everyone involved. Her suggestions were always practical. making them easy to implement. The hospital is renowned for its advancements in pediatrics. After several failed attempts, they finally developed a viable solution to the problem. Years of training and expertness allowed her to solve the issue efficiently. The book was written in a way that appealed to both casual readers and intellectual thinkers. A passport is a requisite for international travel. It is imperative to address these issues before they escalate further. More than a decade had elapsed since they last met. The new hires were placed on probation to assess their performance. The vetted proposal received unanimous approval from the board. As an apprentice, he spent years learning the trade before becoming a master. Digital technologies have caused information to proliferate at an unprecedented rate. The cleaning crew worked diligently to sanitize the facility after the event. The government imposed strict sanctions on the company for violating regulations. The national park serves as a sanctuary for endangered species. Experts were called in to scrutinize the contract for any discrepancies. The decision was later reversed after further evidence came to light. The lawyer requested a retraction of the false statement made against his client. After much deliberation, she decided to back out of the agreement. The roof of the stadium is retractable, allowing events in any weather. The collapsible chairs are perfect for easy storage and transport. This model of smartphone is highly sought after due to its innovative features. Our staff is always on hand to assist you with your needs. He had to turn down the job offer due to its location. The office was bustling with hectic activity as the deadline approached. She left the room hurriedly after receiving the urgent call. Making such a rash decision without all the facts can lead to problems. The state will prosecute those involved in the fraud. The case has entered litigation, with both sides preparing for court. He was falsely accused of theft by his co-workers. Despite the insistence of her friends, she decided to stick to her plan. The journalist's report included serious allegations of corruption. A new consulate has been opened in the neighboring country to improve relations. He is known for his diplomatic skills in resolving conflicts. The museum featured an exhibit on aesthetic trends in modern art. The artist's depiction of rural life was both vivid and poignant. The character's personality is defined by unique traits that set him apart. The exhibit displayed historical artifacts from ancient civilizations. She bought a new garment for the formal event. The kitchen has a well-stocked pantry for all cooking needs. The ice cream parlor down the street serves the best sundaes in town. You'll see the total cost upon checkout, including taxes. The fabric used in the dress is delicate and requires special care. Glass is naturally brittle and must be handled with caution. The chef's signature dessert is not only beautiful but also delectable. The kitchen's marble countertop adds elegance and durability. The dish was praised not only for its taste but also for its culinarily creative presentation. He seemed to relish every bite of the gourmet meal. The strength of the signal is diminishing as we move further away. The storm began to abate as the winds died down. After much deliberation, the committee reached a unanimous decision. His actions showed deliberation, indicating they were intentional. She decided to relinquish her position to focus on her family. The landlord had to relinquish the property to the bank. We tried to dissuade him from making such a risky investment. The project manager will liaise with the design team to ensure smooth communication. Our departments need to liaise closely to meet the tight deadline. The new policies were implemented in the interest of public safety. The athlete trained rigorously in an attempt to break the world record. He deserves to be recognized for his outstanding contributions. Engineers have successfully miniaturized the device for portability. Many families cannot afford to buy a home in this city. He chose to defer to his colleagues' expertise in the matter. The court decided to adjourn the hearing until next week. She managed to free up some time in her schedule to meet us. The art exposition featured works from emerging and established artists. The project is quite challenging, but we are confident in our team. It was such a pleasant surprise to see her again. The exhibitor prepared a detailed presentation for the audience. His ineptitude at managing the team caused several delays. The manager needs to coordinate the schedules of all team members. The curtains are perfectly coordinated with the furniture. The market is saturated, making it difficult for new competitors to enter. The runners were drenched in perspiration after the marathon. Plants respire through tiny pores on their leaves. Yoga involves careful control of expiratory and inspiratory breathing. Make sure to ingest enough nutrients to stay healthy. He followed a strict regimen to improve his physical fitness. The doctor recommended a personalized regimen to manage his condition. The new strategy was part of a broader, regimen-based approach to problem solving. This test method is infallible. It ensures accurate results every time. Arguably, this is one of the best movies of the decade. The government decided to subsidize renewable energy projects. The city council approved several municipal development projects. The increased utilization of solar energy is reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. The medicine's potency decreases over time if not stored properly. She felt regretful about missing the event but had no choice. The professor is an esteemed expert in her field. Each team member has their respective roles in the project. The decision will apply irrespective of age or experience. The museum is hosting a retrospective of the artist's work. The novel offers a retrospective look at the protagonist's life. Over time, sediment accumulated at the bottom of the lake. The vase was badly damaged and became misshapen. She worked hard so as to achieve her goals. The new policy is now in force and applies to all employees. In comparison to last year, sales have increased significantly. He had to take out a loan to cover the expenses. Improving efficiency can reduce costs and save time. The new policy will affect employees across all departments. The company's public relations team organized a press event. The book was published under an imprint of the publishing house. The company saw a significant increment in revenue this quarter. It's important to differentiate between facts and opinions. The two designs are strikingly different in their aesthetics. She has a discriminating eye for fine art. His discerning taste in wine impressed everyone. Stock prices plunged after the unexpected announcement. The plane plummeted from the sky due to engine failure. The survey results indicate a strong preference for the new product. Please take a moment to review the terms and conditions. They plan to widen the road to reduce traffic congestion. The new policy only marginally improved employee satisfaction. Resources should be used sparingly to prevent waste. His domicile is officially registered in New York. She decided to domicile in a quiet countryside town. He was asked to moderate the panel discussion. The temperature is moderate this time of year. The new software aims to facilitate communication between teams. The letter began with, "To whom it may concern." The course is designed for intermediate learners. The machine experienced intermittent failures during the test. The awning provided much-needed shade on the patio. He began to shovel snow off the driveway. The house came fully furnished with built-in fixtures. The milk was packed in a carton for easy transport. The supplies were delivered in a wooden crate. They hired a contractor to weatherize their home for winter. The garden was enclosed by a white picket fence. The curriculum encompasses a wide range of subjects. During the hike, they encountered a wild animal. The artwork is a genuine masterpiece. Experts were called to authenticate the rare painting. I ran into an old friend at the grocery store. She fell across an interesting book while browsing the library. His approach to the problem was very methodical. The game offers an immersive virtual reality experience. The company celebrated its 20th anniversary since its founding. The establishment of the park brought joy to the community. The establishment of the company dates back to 1995. They dined at a local establishment known for its unique cuisine. He has an established career as a professor. The brand is well known and established in the market. The artist was commissioned to create a mural for the city. The agency charges a 10% commission on sales. She was promoted to a higher commission in the organization. The company commissioned a study to analyze customer behavior. The country's military relies on deterrence to maintain peace. Stricter laws were enacted to deter criminal activity. The steep costs deter many students from studying abroad. We need to determine the cause of the problem. The outcome of the election will determine future policies. The two companies formed a joint venture to develop the project. Her travel itinerary includes stops in Paris, Rome, and Athens. The broadcast was simultaneous on all major channels. The two events occurred concurrently, making attendance difficult. Their stories were consistent with the evidence provided. She is known for her consistent performance in the competition. The report lacks consistency in its data analysis. The information was readily available online. He readily agreed to help with the project. The problem can be readily solved with the right tools. The team agreeably decided to change the meeting time. The ambulance arrived with remarkable promptness. They arrived in time to see the beginning of the performance. The package will be delivered in no time. In no time, he'll become an expert in the field. At no time did she consider quitting her job. For the time being, we'll use this space as a temporary office. The policy will remain in place for the time being. The treaty led to lasting peace between the nations. She has an enduringly positive outlook on life. Employee retention is critical for the success of the company. This strategy will assuredly improve our sales figures. The response to the proposal was affirmative. He gave an affirmative nod to indicate his agreement. Her assertive tone made her intentions clear. The manager is known for being assertive but fair. The president showed resolute determination during the crisis. Her resolute attitude helped her overcome many challenges. It's difficult to conceive how they managed such a feat. He couldn't conceive of a life without his family. The team couldn't conceive the reason behind the decision. She conceived a passion for photography during college. His robust health allowed him to live an active lifestyle. He missed the meeting and was thereby excluded from the decision-making. The government implemented new measures to improve public safety. Sales showed a variable trend over the past year. The variance in temperature this week is significant. This dog breed is known for its intelligence and agility. A new strain of the virus has been identified. The project caused a lot of mental strain for the team. He refused to strain his resources any further. The gardener planted a sapling in the backyard. The forest is filled with lush ferns and greenery. The box contained miscellaneous items from her travels. The money remaining after expenses will be saved. I'm acquainted with the manager through a mutual friend. She's well acquainted with the latest technology in her field. The company plans to consolidate A and B to increase efficiency. The entire group of volunteers worked tirelessly on the project. He brought his spouse to the company dinner. The court proceedings were delayed due to technical issues. This business idea has the potential to be very lucrative. The jewelry's lustrous finish made it stand out. The bottom line for this quarter shows significant growth. We need to investigate the cause of the system failure. She will be awarded a medal for her achievements. He has been named the new CEO of the company. The hotel offers unparalleled comfort to its guests. The warm blanket helped comfort the crying child. Her voice has a soothing effect on everyone around her. The garden was a serene escape from the noisy city. The mountain lake exudes a sense of tranquility. They held a covert meeting to discuss the strategy. His behavior seemed peculiar, even to his closest friends. The movie had a tragic ending that left everyone in tears. The sound was muffled by the thick walls of the building. The computer's peripheral devices include a mouse and keyboard. She lives in the vicinity of the shopping district. The scam was part of an elaborate scheme. A weekend retreat provided much-needed rejuvenation. The team managed to salvage the project despite the setbacks. The product is on back order and will ship next month. I need to follow up on the client's request. The teacher rebuked the students for their lack of effort. The city center is always full of bustle during the holidays. His comments were unfair and malign. That's the very book I've been searching for. Employees were offered financial incentives for exceeding goals. The project will entail a lot of additional work. The invoice includes a detailed list of purchased items. They barely made it past the security checkpoint. The company submitted the lowest bid for the contract. Her bid to run the marathon required months of preparation. The two ideas concurred, leading to a unified decision. The events concurred in time, making attendance challenging. They spared no effort in preparing for the competition. I enjoy reading about current affairs in the morning paper. If not for his timely intervention, the project would have failed. The flight was delayed on account of bad weather. Don't leave out any important details in your report. These events have no relation to the issue we're discussing. At any rate, we'll need a backup plan. The restoring of confidence in the market took years. Greater Seoul has experienced rapid urban development. It's a long shot, but it might just work. The surprise guest was none other than the mayor. The chair is designed with an ergonomic focus to ensure comfort. I need to get word from her before making a decision. He always comes up with creative ideas during meetings. She moved away from the city to start a quieter life. The meeting continued at length, with many opinions shared. It's important to get to know your teammates before starting a project. The shop went out of business after struggling for years. They get along really well, always working harmoniously. Their actions amount to a serious violation of company policy. After much negotiation, they finally cut a deal. He's always up to date on the latest industry trends. The event is held every other year to showcase new innovations. The crops are harvested on a seasonal basis. They decided to put up new signs to improve visibility. She had to keep up with the fast pace of the project. The changes were made by request of the team members. It's crucial to act upon the feedback you receive. The files were organized neatly on the desk. She barely passed the exam, but she still made it. As such, they decided to implement the new policy immediately. The results were extremely impressive, exceeding all expectations. He's constantly coming up with new ways to improve the workflow. Indeed, he was the first person to arrive at the event. Somehow, she managed to complete the project on time despite the obstacles. The task was somewhat challenging, but they handled it well. Supposedly, they'll announce the winner later today. She worked meticulously to ensure the details were perfect. He was fairly confident that the proposal would be accepted. I have much experience in managing projects. She didn't have much time left to finish the assignment. The new version of the software is much better than the previous one. The new team member is much the best at solving complex problems. There are more opportunities than we anticipated. There is more information available in the report. There are many challenges in the field of technology. Many people attended the seminar last week. He abroad took the train to the next city. She travels abroad for work every year. After all, it was the right decision to make. After all, they were able to find a solution. He was staring absently out the window during the meeting. He spoke forcefully, making sure his point was clear to everyone. The payment must be made up front before the service is provided. She was upfront about her expectations for the project. The solution was exceedingly difficult to implement, but they managed. The team's performance was exceedingly impressive during the competition. Even so, she continued to work hard despite the setbacks. Even so, they decided to move forward with the plan. The new approach was highly effective in improving team performance. The market is fiercely competitive, with companies constantly vying for dominance. The product is available exclusively to members of the loyalty program. This is a commonly asked question during interviews. The software is specifically designed for professionals in the field. She waited eagerly for the announcement of the results. He was greatly appreciated for his hard work on the project. The teacher asked the students to listen attentively during the lecture. In fact, I've already completed the task ahead of time. By comparison, the other company's offer was much less attractive. The new model is even better than the previous version. The team's performance this year is still better than last year's. The new upgrade made the system a lot better than before. The new building is substantially larger than the old one. The improvement in the design was noticeably better, with a more polished finish. He is no longer with the company. They are not any longer accepting late submissions. The project cost no less than $5 million to complete. It was ever to date the most challenging project I've worked on. Even the best players sometimes make mistakes. This is by far the best product on the market. This is the very best approach to solving the issue. The best yet results are anticipated with the new technology. The team was extremely focused and motivated throughout the project. He gave as much attention to the details as he did to the overall strategy. They've been working on this project ever since they received the funding. As soon as the meeting ended, they went straight to work. Once the decision is made, we can start planning the next phase. Assuming that the proposal is approved, we will proceed with the next steps. In the event that any issues arise, we will handle them immediately. The job will be granted on condition that all requirements are met. Once the project is completed, we'll review the results. In that the team has been working together for years, they collaborate well. Even if it rains tomorrow, we will still hold the event outdoors. Even if they disagree, they will work through it for the sake of the team. If only I had known about the event earlier, I would have attended. Whether A or B, we need to find a solution soon. I'm unsure whether it's the right choice. Only after they completed the research did they present their findings. In terms of fuel efficiency, the Canaan X9 is definitely Hugel Auto's most environmentally friendly vehicle to date. Either option would work for this project. He started receiving his pension after retiring from the company. The masonry work on the building is stunning, with intricate stone designs. The wheelchair ramp is located at the entrance of the building for easy access. The dignitaries were welcomed with a grand ceremony at the event. Commodity prices fluctuate based on supply and demand. The factory imports raw commodities from overseas to manufacture its products. The young startup is still fledgling, but it shows great potential for growth. The company faced a deficit in its financial report due to poor sales. The package was delivered in a small parcel wrapped with care. The alleviation of the environmental impact was a key goal of the project. He filed a grievance against the company for unfair treatment. The bakery is known for its delicious confection and pastries. She prepared a homemade compote with seasonal fruits and sugar. The backdrop of the stage was decorated with beautiful lights for the concert. The old city has a complex system of culverts for managing rainwater. The sewer system in the city needs urgent repairs due to its age. The company faced a shortfall in its revenue targets for the year. The preamble of the document explained the purpose and scope of the agreement. The threshold for applying to the program is set at a 3.0 GPA. The rationale behind the decision was explained during the meeting. The pay stub shows all the deductions from the employee's salary. The river's tributary helps supply water to the local farms. The fragrance of the flowers filled the garden with a pleasant scent. They bought the items at a wholesale price to save on costs. Wholesale deliveries are made directly to retail stores for reselling. The company is committed to the disposal of waste in an environmentally friendly way. The charity organization offers financial assistance to those in need. The satellite feed provided live coverage of the event from the remote location. There are many parallel industries that contribute to the growth of the economy. The two roads run parallel to each other along the coast. The service is in demand and can be accessed anytime by customers. The company offers in-demand content that customers can request anytime. The manager provided helpful guidance to the new employees. The industry report outlined the latest trends and statistics in the market. The distribution center processes and ships orders to customers. Employee productivity increased after the new software was implemented. Each car comes with a storage compartment for personal items. The verification experiment was conducted to confirm the accuracy of the results. Retail sales have been steadily growing due to increased consumer demand. The application process for the new job involves submitting a resume and attending an interview. The return cutoff date for the package is set for Friday at 5 p.m. The CEO delivered the keynote address at the conference, discussing the future of technology in the industry. The company reported a significant earnings growth last quarter, exceeding analysts' expectations. Employee evaluation is conducted annually to assess performance and set goals for the following year. The boarding document must be presented at the gate before boarding the flight. Accounting procedures must be followed strictly to ensure financial accuracy. Planning for the event began months in advance to ensure everything ran smoothly. The seating arrangement for the concert was carefully designed to accommodate all attendees. You need to obtain permission from the local authorities to hold the event in the park. He submitted the permission form to organize the community event. Advertising strategies are essential for increasing brand awareness and sales. The company invested in new equipment to improve production efficiency. Housing prices have been steadily increasing in the city due to high demand. The attendee list for the conference was finalized a week before the event. The attendant at the reception desk provided assistance to guests upon arrival. The beneficiary of the trust is entitled to receive financial support in the future. The correspondent provided a live update from the scene of the news event. The entrant must meet all the eligibility criteria to participate in the exam. The entrant to the competition will have their work reviewed by a panel of judges. The manufacturing industry in the region has been expanding with the growth of new technologies. The occupation of a teacher requires patience, dedication, and a passion for helping students. Vocational education programs provide specialized skills for students entering specific fields. The profession of a doctor requires years of training and a commitment to patient care. The reception of the radio signal was weak, causing interruptions during the broadcast. The hotel held a reception to welcome guests arriving for the annual conference. The representative of the company attended the trade show to showcase their products. The respondent to the survey provided valuable insights into customer satisfaction. Rivalry between the two companies has led to innovative new products in the market. The objectivity of the research was maintained by ensuring that the data was unbiased. The team raised an objection to the proposed changes in the policy. Openness to new ideas is essential for fostering creativity and innovation in the workplace. Observance of safety guidelines is mandatory to prevent accidents in the workplace. Productivity increased after the company implemented new time management tools. The succession plan was carefully designed to ensure a smooth transition when leadership changes. There was a brief interval between the two sessions to allow attendees to network. Boarding begins 30 minutes before the flight's departure time. The pricing strategy for the new product will be adjusted to compete with similar offerings on the market. The hotel offers heating systems in each room to ensure guests are comfortable during winter. The advisory warned residents to stay indoors due to severe weather conditions. The company issued an advisory to customers regarding changes in the terms of service. The team members collaborated to solve the complex problem. Something smells amazing in the kitchen. It must be dinner cooking. The company worked in an effort to increase customer satisfaction by improving its services. Authorization to enter the restricted area was granted after verifying the visitor's identity. The team was in recognition of their hard work and dedication, receiving an award. He was in charge for managing the project and overseeing the team's work. The new policy will be implemented in accordance with the latest government regulations. The hotel offers a shuttle service at one's disposal to transport guests to and from the airport. The manager asked the team to prepare the report in observance of the company's standards. The escalator was out of order and needed repair. The customer service team placed the issue on hold until the necessary information was received. The company took steps in an attempt to resolve the issue before it escalated. He finally got the chance to meet the CEO during the networking event. He made a contact with the supplier to discuss potential business opportunities. She was granted permission to take time off work for personal reasons. They have permission to use the venue for the event after completing the required paperwork. She got a subscription to the online course for professional development. He asked the speaker to speak distinctly so that everyone could understand the presentation. She managed to arrive punctually for the meeting despite the heavy traffic. The company's profits increased exponentially after the launch of the new product. All employees must comply with the company's health and safety regulations. The prices range from A to B, depending on the size and features of the product. The plane departed from the gate on time. The new design must conform to all the legal and environmental standards. The report accounts for all the recent changes in the market. Poor internet connection can interfere with the video conference. The wedding ceremony coincided with the start of the national holiday. She succeeded in finishing the project ahead of schedule. We ought to have received the package by now, but it hasn't arrived yet. All team members ought to participate in the training sessions to improve skills. His hard work and dedication contributed to the success of the project. All companies must abide by the new environmental regulations. It's time to prune the garden to make space for new plants. The concert will take place next Saturday at the Central Arena. The company's values align with those of its partners in the industry. After the storm, only a few trees remain standing in the park. She remains the best candidate for the role. Despite the competition, the team was asked to hand in their reports by the end of the day. He was asked to hand over the documents to the manager. She will take over from her colleague as the project manager next week. He took apart the argument and explained every flaw in it. The engineer decided to take apart the machine to understand why it wasn't working. Let's take apart the issue and analyze the key problems. The team will assist in organizing the conference by handling the registration. The company plans to expand A into B, increasing its presence in international markets. The company will compensate A for B, covering the costs of the damaged goods. You will be allowed in the restricted area only with proper clearance. Only registered guests are permitted in the VIP lounge. She was assigned to the marketing department as the new team leader. He was assigned to lead the new project starting next month. You will be informed of any changes to the schedule as soon as possible. The room was beautifully adorned with flowers and candles for the ceremony. The centerpiece of the wedding reception was a large floral arrangement. The presentation really impressed the audience with its depth and clarity. The insurance company decided to cap the amount of coverage at $500,000. The law was abolished after years of public opposition. He used a rake to gather all the fallen leaves in the yard. The company had to incur additional costs due to the unexpected delay. The company incurred heavy losses after the product recall. The company incurred a significant debt from their last investment. The article cited multiple sources to support its claims. The manager did not condone any form of misconduct in the workplace. The police were able to elicit important information from the witness. The team worked hard to devise a strategy that would help improve sales. He was caught trying to fabricate documents to cover up the issue. The company fabricated the new model using advanced technology. The contract was dissolved after both parties agreed to terminate the agreement. The cleaning solution diluted the stain, but it did not completely remove it. The company's environmental initiatives offset the carbon emissions produced by its factories. As CEO, he had to assume responsibility for the company's actions. It's important to assume that the data presented is accurate unless proven otherwise. The evidence seemed to vanish when investigators returned to the scene. A sturdy prop was used to hold the set in place during the performance. The two politicians disputed the claims made in the interview. The company decided to reinstate the benefits that were cut last year. To meet the deadline, we need to expedite the approval process. The team worked hard to expedite the project and deliver it ahead of schedule. She will succeed her father as the CEO of the company. He envisioned a future where technology would revolutionize the way we live. Bear in mind that the decision you make today could affect the entire team tomorrow. The manager had to forego his lunch break to attend an urgent meeting. We decided to forego the usual presentation and focus on the interactive session. The test results demonstrated that the new product was more efficient than the previous model. She demonstrated her cooking skills by preparing a 5-course meal for the guests. The study demonstrated the effectiveness of the new treatment. He was ready to take on new challenges and advance his career. Many employees took part in the team building event last weekend. I always mix up the names of people with similar faces at the office. He was reluctant to concede that his approach wasn't working. After much discussion, they decided to concede the argument and agree on a compromise. The company had to concede that their marketing strategy needed improvement. We need to ascertain whether the new policy is effective in reducing costs. The police worked to ascertain the cause of the accident. The speaker's engaging style helped arouse interest in the audience. The movie's plot was designed to arouse strong emotions in viewers. The politician vowed to create a more inclusive society for all citizens. He vowed to work tirelessly for the betterment of his community. The company decided to overhaul its internal processes to improve efficiency. The long haul of the project will require careful planning and resource management. The conference will commence with a keynote speech at 9 a.m. The new policy will commence on the first day of the new fiscal year. The event will usher in a new era of technological advancements in healthcare. He was able to capitalize on the growing demand for eco-friendly products. She managed to capitalize on the opportunity and launch her own business. The manager refused to defy the company's established procedures despite the pressure. The protesters vowed to defy the government's decision and continue their demonstration. He decided to defy the odds and run the marathon despite his injury. She is ready to embark on a new adventure and explore opportunities abroad. The company chose to indulge its employees with a day off to relax and recharge. The manager will dictate the next steps in the project during the meeting. At the networking event, it was easy to mingle with other professionals in the industry. The charity organization decided to solicit donations from the public to fund its programs. They decided to solicit advice from industry experts before making any major decisions. The committee is working hard to push through the new initiative before the end of the year. The pharmacist carefully filled the prescription for the patient. The sales team was able to close a deal with a major client, securing a long-term partnership. The technician worked to activate the system so it could function properly. The new software update will activate the advanced features automatically. There was a lack of coordination between the departments, which caused delays. He decided not to pass up the opportunity to work with the best team in the company. The company aims to foster innovation by encouraging employees to share their ideas. The mentorship program is designed to foster growth and development among young professionals. She showed up to the meeting early and prepared, ready to present her findings. The designer plans to showcase the new collection at an exclusive fashion event. The team managed to use up all the available resources before the project was completed. The company's rapid growth allowed it to outpace its competitors in the market. The new strategy helped strengthen the company's position in the industry. The charity organization worked hard to supplement its resources through fundraising. He couldn't help but boast about his recent promotion at the office. The company boasts a diverse portfolio of products, catering to various markets. The service is designed to personalize each customer's experience based on their preferences. The team worked together to maneuver the project through some difficult challenges. The marketing team will maneuver the campaign to target a wider audience. He decided to turn off the main road and take a shortcut to avoid traffic. The software allows users to transmit data securely over the internet. From the evidence, we can infer that the company is heading toward a major expansion. Based on the available data, they inferred that the market would grow by 20% this year. Please make sure to submit the report by the end of the day. The product is designed to meet one's needs in a variety of ways. The company decided to withhold payment until the terms of the contract were clarified. He decided to withhold his opinion during the meeting to avoid controversy. The CEO declared to the employees that the company would be adopting new policies. The event was relayed live on television for viewers around the world. The achievement can be credited to the hard work and dedication of the team. Would you care to join us for dinner tomorrow? She refused to give a direct answer to the question. After much consideration, he determined to take on the new role at the company. They asked to meet with the board members to discuss the proposal. The product is meant to reduce energy consumption and promote sustainability. The package was sent to the wrong address by mistake. The company includes shipping as part of the service. He didn't consider asking for help, as he believed he could handle the situation alone. She didn't mind working late to finish the project on time. He recommended reviewing the report before making any decisions. She felt overwhelmed by the amount of work that needed to be done. The magician's trick astonished the audience, leaving them speechless. The noise in the office was distracting, making it difficult to concentrate. The complexity of the problem seemed to bewilder the team at first. His music collection is eclectic, featuring everything from jazz to electronic. She was ecstatic when she learned that she had won the award. The store-wide sale offers discounts on all products in the store. The decision is pending approval from the board of directors. His daring move surprised everyone at the meeting. The workers faced hazardous conditions during the construction project. The team was poised to launch the new product after months of preparation. His response seemed rather superficial, lacking in depth or substance. The company is facing some fiscal challenges due to declining sales. The organization is known for its charitable work, supporting various causes. The restaurant's menu is a bit bland, lacking the flavor and excitement of other places. The decision seemed arbitrary, with no clear rationale behind it. After years of training, he is now accustomed to the intense physical demands of the sport. The towering skyscrapers dominate the city's skyline. The project will require tangible results to prove its effectiveness. The invoice includes a chargeable fee for expedited shipping. The company added a chargeable fee for late payments. The team entered into a reciprocal agreement, where both parties would benefit equally. She was conscious of the impact her words could have on the team. He was conscious of the time, knowing he had to leave soon for another meeting. The team worked conscientiously to ensure that the project was completed on time. The book was an instructive guide on how to improve communication in the workplace. The company is known for being economical in its use of resources. The swift delivery of the product exceeded customer expectations. Her outstanding performance at work earned her a promotion. The lightweight design of the laptop makes it easy to carry around. The weather was inclement, but the event proceeded as planned. Rain or shine, the event will go on as scheduled. Her voice had an angelic quality, captivating everyone who heard it. The decision was made based on ethical considerations. The previous agreement was deemed inoperative due to changes in the law. The equipment was inoperative and required immediate repairs. The above-mentioned steps should be followed to ensure compliance with the new policy. He was loath to leave the company as he had built strong relationships with his colleagues. The dedicated team worked tirelessly to ensure the success of the project. There is still an outstanding balance on your account that needs to be settled. The demanding task required a high level of skill and attention to detail. She is considered an accomplished artist, known for her stunning sculptures. The growing industry is attracting more investment and skilled workers every year. He is an accommodating person, always willing to help others. The distinguished lawyer has represented high-profile clients throughout his career. One of his distinguishing characteristics is his ability to remain calm under pressure. The remaining members of the team will continue working on the project while others take a break. The seasoned workers shared their knowledge with the new hires, helping them adjust to the workplace. The opposing views were presented during the debate, highlighting the differences in opinion. The preceding year showed a significant increase in revenue, setting a new record. The inviting city offered tourists a variety of activities, from cultural sites to outdoor adventures. Many aspiring musicians attended the workshop, hoping to learn from industry professionals. The company is known for catering to the specific needs of its customers. Catering services were provided for the event, ensuring a variety of dishes for all guests. The manager is informing the team about the upcoming changes to the project. The informing notice was sent out to all employees about the new company policy. The defective technology led to frequent malfunctions during the product launch. There was a considerable upturn in sales after the company introduced a new marketing strategy. The building features contemporary design, with clean lines and modern finishes. I was surprised at the results of the experiment, as they exceeded expectations. She is confident of her ability to lead the team to success. He feels confident about the upcoming presentation and is prepared for any questions. The job is suited to someone with strong communication and organizational skills. The role is suited for someone who enjoys working in a fast-paced environment. He was praised for his dedication to the project and his creative approach. The team is accountable for ensuring the project is completed on time and within budget. The outcome of the project is subject to market conditions and external factors. Employees are exempt from the new dress code policy if they work remotely. He is skeptical of the new policy, believing it might have unintended consequences. She was sensible of the potential risks involved in the project. He was sensible of the time constraints and worked efficiently to meet the deadline. The service is available to all members who subscribe to the premium plan. The company is renowned for its innovative approach to design and technology. She is knowledgeable about the latest trends in digital marketing and social media. He is sure of his decision and feels confident it was the right choice. She is considerate of the challenges others face and always offers support. He is appreciative of the feedback he received, which helped him improve his presentation. The dark clouds are indicative of an approaching storm. He is prone to making impulsive decisions, which can sometimes lead to mistakes. She is committed to delivering high-quality work and meeting deadlines. Young children are vulnerable to infections due to their developing immune systems. His actions were contrary to the principles he had set out in the beginning. The results are consistent with the predictions made in the initial report. The new software is compatible with most operating systems, making it easy to use. The company will exempt employees from attending the meeting if they are on leave. Her performance was exemplary, setting a standard for others to follow. He became an exemplary leader, always setting a positive example for his team. We are fortunate to have such a talented group of employees in our company. She is happy with the outcome of the project and the team's effort. He is happy about the promotion and looks forward to taking on new responsibilities. She is happy in her new role and enjoys the challenges it brings. He expressed his willingness to take on additional tasks to help the team succeed. The event is slated to begin at 7 p.m., so be sure to arrive on time. The manager is pleased to announce the promotion of several team members. The delivery is due to arrive by the end of the week. She was hesitant to make a decision without gathering more information. He was hesitant about changing the project plan, fearing it might cause confusion. She was reluctant to accept the new offer, preferring to stay with her current team. He is bound to succeed. Given his experience and dedication to the project, I am sure that the project will be completed on time, given the team's dedication. He is positive that the new strategy will improve the company's overall performance. Costly repairs are required to fix the damage to the building. It is likely that the event will be postponed due to the weather. The lively atmosphere at the party made it one to remember. The meeting was conducted in an orderly fashion, with everyone following the agenda. The existing policies are being reviewed for potential updates. She has a promising future in the field of technology, based on her innovative ideas. It is advisable to confirm your reservation before arriving at the venue. The advisory board meets quarterly to review the organization's progress. The favorable market conditions have boosted investor confidence. The comparative analysis of the two products revealed distinct advantages. The successive challenges presented in the competition kept the participants on their toes. The successive generations of the family have contributed to the success of the business. Informed consent is necessary before conducting medical procedures or experiments. The usefulness of the tool became evident after its application in various scenarios. The company invested considerable resources into the development of the new product. The comprehensive warranty covers all repairs and replacements for up to 5 years. His comprehensible motive behind the decision was clearly explained during the meeting. The exceptionally hard work of the team led to the successful launch of the project. She is among the top performers in her class. The task was far from easy, but he completed it successfully. The treasure was buried beneath the old oak tree, hidden from view. Her performance was well above the average, setting a new benchmark. The price of the item was listed as minus the applicable taxes, less the handling fee. The total amount was much lower than expected. Less any additional charges, the final cost of the service is quite affordable. Besides the main course, there will be appetizers and desserts available. Besides the usual amenities, the hotel also offers free spa treatments. The manager will be absent in place of the director for the upcoming meeting. In lieu of the traditional gifts, the company made a charitable donation on behalf of the employees, but for the timely intervention of the paramedics, the situation could have been worse. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, the event will proceed as planned. The lawyer spoke on behalf of the client during the trial. In case of an emergency, please dial the designated number for assistance. In the event of a fire, the evacuation plan must be followed immediately. The car was moving at a rapid speed down the highway when it lost control. At the time of purchase, the item was significantly discounted. The items on sale are priced on average 30% lower than their regular prices. The special offer is on offer for a limited time only. The offer is available until the end of the month, so be sure to act fast. The store is offering a 50% discount for the next 2 weeks. The company made its first significant profit in the second quarter of the year. The project will be completed in just a few days, which is impressive. The shipment has been delayed past the expected delivery date. We crossed past the construction site and continued on the main road. In case of rain, the event will be moved indoors. Prior to attending the event, all guests must register online. The company has expanded over the years, growing into new markets and regions. We will be visiting your city from July 12 through 16 for a business conference. The storm caused debris to wash out to sea, leaving the shore clear of obstacles. She is an accomplished artist with numerous exhibitions in prestigious galleries. In light of the recent developments, we have decided to adjust our strategy. Notwithstanding the challenges, the team was able to complete the project on time. For the sake of efficiency, we decided to implement a new workflow system. The report was on the current state of the economy and its future projections. The seminar was focused over the latest trends in digital marketing. With respect to your question, we will need to gather more data before making a decision. The CEO spoke as to the company's future vision and expansion plans. As for the budget, it will be reviewed next week during the meeting. The manager was referring to the recent changes in the policy when explaining the update. The company provided a bonus in exchange for their employees' hard work and dedication. The train travels through the tunnel to reach the other side of the mountain. The issue was resolved by means of a strategic partnership between the two companies. Apart from the technical difficulties, the project has been progressing smoothly. The team was behind schedule, but they managed to catch up by working overtime. The manager stood behind the podium, ready to address the audience. There were as few as 5 people attending the meeting, which made it more intimate. She was sitting beside her colleague, offering support during the presentation. Those of the previous generation often find it harder to adapt to new technologies. By staying focused, she completed the project ahead of the deadline. By investing in new technology, the company enhanced its production efficiency. The new law was enacted, thereby ensuring the protection of workers' rights. In managing the project, it's crucial to consider both the budget and timeline. Take us down, and we keep trying until we succeed. I cannot help laughing whenever I think about that funny incident. He is used to working long hours and can handle the pressure. She used to be very active, but now she prefers a quieter lifestyle. The long-expected announcement finally came, and everyone eagerly awaited the details. He is liable to make mistakes when he is under pressure. We were close to finishing the task when we ran into an unexpected problem. The doctor treated the patient with care and professionalism. The company performed well in terms of revenue growth and customer satisfaction. Employees are entitled to annual leave after completing 1 year of service. This new tool will substitute for the outdated system and streamline the process. The services Safat Hotel offers to accommodate the needs of travelers are extensive and diverse. I've been up all night, finishing the presentation for tomorrow's meeting. I had a premonition that something important would happen during the meeting.